Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Laws. How's everybody doing today? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hanukkah's over for the Jewish people. Happy holidays, everybody. I'm afraid the story that I'm going to show you today, though, this story is horrific. And what I want you to think about when you watch this is I want you to think about all the Karens and Kevins that you know, who are the first people to sign up for jury duty. And I want you to think about talking to them. Has everybody hit the like button? Would you just do me a favor real quick? Hit the like button. It'll only take you 2 seconds to hit that like button, and then hit in the comment section for me as Wyatt and Soyleel and Chevy and Gloria are putting OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. I think what I want to do is I want to say hello to everybody. So I think I'm going to hello everybody. Good to see everybody. Thank you guys for coming. I just wanted to jump on real quick. I've got a handful of trifolds I'm going to give away over this live stream. I'm going to give these away to people over the live stream periodically here I'm just going to give a bunch of these away. And then I'm also going to give away a whole bunch of these cop cards today too for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. I mean, I've got, thousands of these cop cards, hundreds of these cop cards sitting next to me. So I'm going to give a bunch of these away as well. Wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody. How is everybody out there? How are you doing? This is going to be a rough ride. What I'm going to show you right now is going to be a rough ride. This is absolutely atrocious what has happened with Manuel Ellis. He was murdered. It's on camera. We know he was murdered. We get to see the video of him being murdered, and he's acquitted. And this goes to every Karen and Kevin out there in the world who sees absolutely nothing wrong with what these cops do to people. And that's what I want to show you guys right now. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into this pretty big. This is going to be, let me do my first giveaway right now. The next 3 people who go to deletelaws.com, 7:06 p.m., full name, and I need your full mailing address. Go to Delete Laws, go to contact. I'm going to give 3 people a trifold. Go to deletelaws.com. The first 3 people from 7:06 p.m. who go to my contact form, I need your full mailing address, and I'll send you guys out a trifold. 3 people. I'll let you guys know after this clip.
Yeah, about an hour ago, a racial justice group called the Tacoma Action Collective released that new cell phone video. It was taken by someone who was driving by as Ellis was being confronted by police. Now, you are about to see 2 separate videos, and on parts of those videos, we have zoomed in so that you can get a better look at what's happening. And we just want to warn you that this video is disturbing.
So they're attacking him. It's plain as day. They're attacking him, violently attacking this man.
Hey! Stop! Oh my God! Stop hitting him! Hitting him! Just arrest him! Just arrest him! Oh my God, that looks so scary!
Behind your back. You're gonna get it again. Put your hands behind your.
So I got to go back here because, as you guys know, it's
Just arrest him!
okay.
Is disturbing.
When you're filming the cops, you focus on your camera being straight, and it's not what you're saying out the window as what's important is what we see. So she's filming here and she's doing a good job, and now she stops filming.
Hey! Stop! Oh my God, stop hitting him! Hitting him! Just arrest him! Just arrest him! Oh my God, that looks so scary!
Behind your back. You're gonna get it again. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
So that's the part of detainment that we get to where you and the cops are going through this. The cops are literally playing a game with you where they're trying to say, get your hands behind your back, but you're afraid. You're scared. So you don't want to put your hands behind your back because you're afraid. to expose yourself open like this, your chin, there's nothing to defend yourself. And so you're scared. And so they go through this back and forth of, give me your hands. I don't want to give you my hands.
Now, again, that video was just released, appearing to show police aggressively restraining Ellis, punching him multiple times, and also asking him to put his hands behind his back while it appears that an officer is on top of him. We did reach out to the Tacoma Action Collective for comment. They gave me timestamps of the video showing that it was taken on March 3rd at 11:22 p.m., right as this was happening. I also sent the video to Tacoma Police, and we are still waiting for a response from them. The mayor, however, just released a statement about all of this, saying, quote, "I join with Governor Jay Inslee in vowing that we are determined to have a full, complete, and independent investigation into the death of Manuel Ellis. Nothing less is acceptable, and I plan to discuss this further on Friday with the city council." Now, the Pierce County Sheriff's Department is investigating all of this. I just got off the phone with the public information officer at the department just moments before we came on air. He said the department has not yet seen this video, but that they want to talk to the person who shot it. We don't know who that person is at this time. The Ellis family says that they want to see an independent investigation happen here, and they want to see the state attorney general's office step in and do a prosecutorial investigation. Live in Tacoma, Kristen Ayers, King 5 News.
So good evening and thanks for joining us for Fox 13 News at 5. I'm David Rose.
And I'm Hannah Kim. We are tracking the Manny Ellis homicide trial cell phone.
The Manny Ellis homicide trial for the jackboot thug pigs who murdered him, clearly on video, murdered him.
And other recordings of the accused police officer.
So right there, he's being tased. He gets tased 3 times as the other piggy is choking him.
Actions are key to both the prosecution and the defense. Today, a video expert broke.
State prosecutors went through the footage frame by frame, showing moments that have been difficult for people to watch in real time, right?
And for loved ones, it was emotionally difficult to see. This video evidence showing some of the last moments of Manny Ellis's life. Family in the courtroom breaking down.
I'm hitting him! I'm hitting him! Just arrest him! Just.
It's clear as day, isn't it? We can see it. So if you guys are new to DLZ, welcome to the channel. And here's how we do it here on Delete Laws. We slow it down to 2.5, 0.25. We're going to kill the volume so we can look at what we're looking at here. And now we're going to zoom in here and see what exactly we can see here. Okay, so I see the cop has both of his arms. His right arm is around Manny's neck. His left arm comes up to secure his right arm. Okay, he's being pulled straight back. That would be called a horse collar. If you watch NFL football, that would be called a horse collar. And from here, the other piggy on the left is pointing his taser to tase Manny. Okay, instead of using his hands, he still has that taser in his hand. Put the taser down and use your hands. They tase him 3 times right there. 3 times in a row. That's how many times he gets tased as he's on the ground and another man is choking him out.
The video shows Tacoma police officer Christopher Burbank and officer Matthew Collins struggling with Manny Ellis. This video is one of several captured by witnesses. This specific angle from a man prosecutors said was delivering pizza in the area. The forensic video expert described each movement throughout the short clip.
Do you see how important it is when I say when you see a cop, you pull your camera out and you film that cop? A passerby showed us that Manny Ellis was clearly murdered.
Point placing focus on the position of Ellis's hands during parts of the encounter.
I can now see fingers. I can see the definition of fingers, palms, and hands or thumbs
around Manny's neck.
Between those images, and so At 1:01 and preceding that, we can see that both hands during that time period, palms out, fingers spread apart, hands above his shoulders.
The defense attorney is asking the forensic video expert about the location of that camera and the distance of that camera from the incident. In the coming days, the family of Ellis is expected to take the stand. You can count on continued updates. Reporting here in Tacoma, I'm AJ Janavel for Fox.
First, we begin tonight with just released video of the Manuel Ellis arrest, the African-American man who died while being arrested in Tacoma. His death.
Who died? Did you hear what the state-run media reporter said? Listen carefully. It's programming. If you watch the fake news networks, then you're going to get programmed by them. Listen to what she says here.
First, we begin tonight with just released video of the Manuel Ellis arrest.
Of the Manuel Ellis arrest.
The African-American man who died.
The African-American man who died. What the flock? Put a 1 in the chat if that's not, put a 1 in the chat if that's programming. That is programming. It's about the Manny Ellis arrest and that the black guy who died.
Just released video of the Manuel Ellis arrest.
Of the murder. The cops murdered Manny.
The African-American man who died while being arrested in Tacoma. His death at the hands of police bring new calls tonight for justice and police reform. King 5's Kristen Ayers joining us live with our top story. Kristen, based on that video, an attorney for the Ellis family is now calling for Tacoma's chief to step down. Is that right?
Yes, Joyce, that video was actually shot by a passerby, and in it you can see as an officer briefly uses a chokehold technique on Manuel Ellis while a second...
Did you hear what the state-run media reporter said? Did you hear what she said here?
As an officer briefly uses a chokehold technique on Manuel Ellis while...
I've trained every kind of different combat sport there is. It only takes 1 second to truly knock you unconscious.
A second officer uses a taser on him, even though authorities and attorneys for the officers have previously denied that either of those things happened. This is the most recent video released.
He shot him with the taser. You saw it.
That either of those things happened.
Okay, watch the pig on the left. Pay very close attention to his arm. Watch his arm recoil back.
This is the most recent
there
video
it is, right there.
Of Manuel Ellis's deadly encounter with Tacoma police officers March 3rd. We slowed the video down. You can see an officer pull Ellis backward in a brief chokehold.
Across his carotid artery. Hello, lady. You don't know anything about jiu-jitsu? You've never heard of the sport? It's only the fastest growing sport in America.
Then you see Ellis raise his hands once and then a second time. The video contradicts what attorneys for the 4 Tacoma police officers said in a...
The question is, why are the cops attacking him that way to begin with?
Statement last week, quote, "No one choked Mr. Ellis," the attorney's statement said. Not at all.
Clearly, based on this video, that's not true.
The attorney for Ellis's family says it also contradicts statements the Pierce County Sheriff's Department has made. On June 4th, spokesman Ed Troyer flat out denied that Ellis was tased.
They didn't use pepper spray. They didn't use a taser.
But an officer is clearly seen using a taser in the video, and a medical examiner's report confirmed that. James Bible, an attorney for the Ellis family, says the video is damning.
Okay, so stop right there for 1 second. You know what it takes? It takes one governor in one state to make a policy that if you lie on your police report, you lose your peace officer certificate in that state. One governor, the governor of Oregon, the governor of South Dakota, the governor of Florida, to make a policy, even via executive order, that simply says, if you are caught lying in your report and someone is injured or dies, and the video contradicts your report, your peace officer certificate is yanked and torn into pieces. There will be no reciprocity for you to go to other states because you won't have a peace officer certificate in this state. One governor. Just to let you guys know, that's what it takes. One governor.
What we see here is an absolute disregard for human life, and then the indignity of the cover-up following it.
But in a statement, an attorney for the officer said the video shows nothing new. Quote, these video clips do not present the aha moments that proponents wish to create, Attorney Michael Staropoli said. Instead, they both corroborate and confirm much of what investigators are likely to already know about the encounter. Tacoma Police Chief Don Ramsdell has said the investigation precludes him from saying much about Ellis. But today, Don Ramsdell
I want to show you guys some more of the propaganda that I want you to be able to see past. You see the stars on his shoulders, and you see the patch on his arm, and you see the badge, and he's got the black strap over it for a fallen officer, and he's got the cufflinks. He's got his gold on the cufflinks right there. Okay, this is all propaganda. Picture this man in his underwear at home, scratching his backside. Picture him. He's a regular doofus. Picture him tripping over the curb. Don't let that propaganda sell you on a dang thing. This guy's no better than any other of the demons. He's worse. He's the top demon.
Said the investigation precludes him from saying much about Ellis.
Oh, there's an investigation. They can't say anything.
But today, Ramsdell announced the department is working on a series of new policy changes, including, among other things, banning chokeholds and strangleholds, requiring officers to issue a warning before shooting, and requiring officers to intervene if a fellow officer uses clear excessive force.
Okay, let's go over that real quick. Ban chokeholds and strangleholds. When they were attacking that guy, they're just going to attack him. That's ridiculous. Number 3 goes number 135, requiring warning before shooting. So all they have to say is, I'm going to shoot you with the taser and then shoot you with the taser. Doesn't change anything. Duty to intervene. They were both attacking him at the same time. One was choking him, one was pulling out the taser to shoot him. Which is going to be the reasonable officer on the scene?
But Bible says those changes are not enough. And tonight called for Chief
Look, I mean, clearly these doofuses, doofuses are attacking him.
Bible says those changes are not enough.
Look, the guy's got his knee on him. I'm not sure if you know anything. That's it's abuse.
Night called for Chief.
Why do they have to hold? My Lord, don't they have body cameras on? Why can't we see what's going on?
Ramsdell to step down.
The city of Tacoma needs something new. They need a change in terms of their leadership. They need a change in terms of their chief specifically.
The attorney for the Ellis family went on to say that an announcement from Governor Inslee about the independent investigation
independent investigation by other cops
pending could come as early as tomorrow. Live in Tacoma, Kristen Ayers, King 5 News.
But that's not what this video right here that we're on is about right now. What the video that you and I are on right now is about us, you and me both, talking to the Kevins and the Karens who are in our families over this Christmas and saying, hey, look, the police are not everything that you think they are. Which brings us to the verdict. And so he's going to be tried.
Versus Christopher Shane Burbank, cause number 21-1-01286-6. We, the jury, find the defendant Christopher Shane Burbank not guilty of the crime of murder in the second degree as charged in count 1. Verdict form for count 2.
I'm so sorry.
We, the jury, find the defendant Christopher Shane Burbank not guilty of the crime of murder in the second degree as charged in count 1.
Charged with second degree murder, but the Kevins and Karens on the jury somehow didn't see the same video that you and I just did.
Verdict form for count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant Christopher Shane Burbank not guilty of the crime of manslaughter in the first degree as charged in count.
It's not even manslaughter. It's not murder. It's not manslaughter. Manny Ellis didn't exist. He was just a figment of our imagination. His life didn't matter.
2. Verdict form B for count 2. We, the jury, having found the defendant Christopher Shane Burbank not guilty of the crime of murder, manslaughter in the first degree for count 2 as charged, or being unable to unanimously agree to that charge, find the defendant Christopher Shane Burbank not guilty of the lesser included crime of manslaughter in the second degree.
Put a 1 in the chat. That makes you sick. That's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
In the cause of State of Washington versus Matthew J. Collins, cause number 21-1-01287-4. We, the jury, find the defendant Matthew J. Collins not guilty of the crime of murder in the second degree as charged in count 1. Verdict form A for count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant Matthew J. Collins not guilty of the crime of manslaughter in the first degree as charged in count 2. Verdict form B for count 2. We, the jury, having found the defendant Matthew J. Collins not guilty of the crime of manslaughter in the first degree in count 2 as charged, or being unable to unanimously agree as to that charge, find the defendant Matthew J. Collins not guilty of the lesser included crime of manslaughter in the second degree. State of Washington versus Timothy Eugene Rankine, cause number 21-1-01288-2. Verdict form A for count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant Timothy Eugene Rankine not guilty of the crime of manslaughter in the first degree.
It's bought.
Charged
It's completely ruined. It's completely it's ruined. It's ruined. It's the criminal injustice industry. They have a very strict set of policies, procedures, and protocols that they follow. And if they follow that rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols, then when they go to the criminal injustice industry, they can get away with murder. And they say, we were simply following the policies, procedures, and protocols that were laid out for us, and so we're not guilty of murder. That's what, so the trifold winners. The three trifold winners are Lannis, Daryl, and Kurt. Lannis, Daryl, and Kurt. You three are the trifold winners. And you three guys, I got screenshots of your addresses. Congratulations. Merry Christmas. I'm going to send you out the trifold. The next, I'll give away 3 cop cards. I'll give away 3 cop cards. It's $7.25 right now to the next 3 people who go to deletelaws.com, go to the contact form. I'm going to give away 3 sets of these Fifth Amendment cop cards. Non-driver, cop cited, you start filming. Number 2, cop approaches. You say, I plead the Fifth Amendment. The law is in the blue. The cop loses qualified immunity for questioning you. Number 4 back here, cop says, give me your ID without probable cause. While filming, you say, I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as good citizen. No ID is required. There's the law right there in the navy blue. 725 or 726, whatever. The next 3 people who email me in through my contact, you have to have your full mailing address on there, or I'm going to go buy it and go to the next one. Because someone was between Lannis and Kurt, but they didn't put their full mailing address in there. And I'm so busy. Christmas time, I don't have time. I'm trying to get as many trifolds out. You know, the cops got away with murder because they followed their rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. You have the same mindset. This is the reason why I'm giving away 3 trifolds, 3 more cop cards. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent immediately. And that is followed up with your camera right there. This is how you do it. You don't do it any other way. You have to be able to handle that cop Johnny on the spot. There's an app that was created that you can call your lawyer on FaceTime and it'll record it out of the camera at the same time. And I think that's great. I really hope it works. Nothing beats you having the knowledge, the power, and the policies, procedures, and protocols that you use when you get pulled over so that you don't go to the dungeon, so that you don't do or say anything that will incriminate you. You follow the same rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols as those jackboot thug pigs do. When you get pulled over, you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. This goes around the cop's qualified immunity. The cop doesn't have qualified immunity anymore once you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And remember, the 2013 case of Salinas versus Texas makes you actually say the words, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You have to have the same set of policies, procedures, and protocols so that even if it goes south, you have it on camera. I see people are filming and they're still afraid to film the cop's face. Gonna have to cojones up. You're gonna have to cojones up. You're going to have to person up, because I just watched a bunch of women's wrestling last night. Damn. The American women grapplers are the best in the world. You should see how good they would kick my butt at my age. These women, unbelievable, unbelievably good. I don't know how I got lost in that. But so here's what I have left. I have 15 hoodies left in extra large, extra large, double XL, and triple XL. I don't have any more large, and I don't have any more medium. I only have large. I only have extra large, double XL, and triple XL, and I have 15 of them. That's how many I have left. So there you go. If you want a sweatshirt, you want a hoodie, you better get one, because when these 15 are gone, I'm done with it. I love that everybody has a hoodie, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Hoodies are shipped. I got a tracking number for you if you want your tracking number if you didn't order in the last 24 hours, because the next batch of hoodies go out in the morning. We got them packaged up, ready to go. But this right here is a travesty of justice. This is a travesty of justice. I'm sorry, my friend. I don't have any smalls left. I had 3 in, and 3 people got the 3 immediately. This is a travesty of justice, and we have to change it. Holy smokes. I'm so sorry about that. Holy smokes. Are you guys still there? This has done it 2 times. I mean, 2 days in a row, this has done this. So I'm going to have to send a note in. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I guess we have a break. What's going on? Everybody, do me a favor. Hit the like button. How long would it not come back on for? I was trying to get in and it wouldn't let me in. That was so frustrating. That was so super frustrating. Forgive me. Let me read the next 3 winners for the cop cards since we have a minute. It was 726. So it's going to be, you got to put your address in there if you're going to hit me up. It's going to be Ken Bates. You won a 5th Amendment cop card. Taking a screenshot of your address so I can put it into the thing. Jeremy Ackerman, you won a 5th Amendment cop card for free, bro. I'm going to send that to you tomorrow for Christmas. Merry Christmas, dude. And then Jay Yeager, you won. I'm sending you a 5th Amendment cop card tomorrow, dude. I'm sending you these cop cards. And you get 2, by the way. The 5th Amendment cop cards comes in pairs of 2. You leave it in your wallet. It's only $8 if you want to buy a pair. But you get 2 of them for $8, and it's the driver and the non-driver. And you want to make sure that you have these in your wallet. I have them in my phone right here. And let me make sure my credit cards don't come out of here. But see, they're right there. And then I know if I deal with the cops, I have that yellow and black card in there, and it's a step-by-step tutorial for what I say and what I do with that piggy. Because I want you to follow a rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols that you've created for yourself, because the police are dead serious about arresting you and even getting away with killing you by following their policies, procedures, and protocols. This makes sense, doesn't it? This isn't This isn't. Yeah, Daryl, your hoodie went out. I already put your name on a thing, man. Daryl, your hoodie went out, bro. Your hoodie will be there. Which, by the way, do you guys want to see how badass this looks? Someone sent me in a picture of them in their hoodie. You got to check this out. Look how dope that picture is. That is so cool. That is so cool. We don't stop, baby. We don't stop. I'm absolutely stoked. It sucks, though. It sucks that, I was thinking about this the other day. I got off the live stream the other day, and I was like, what we look at is the truth. This is the part where I'm going to ask you over the holidays to talk to your Kevin and Karen relatives and explain to them that the world is not what you think it is. For example, I had a video that just went viral in the last couple of days. It's a short. And when you read the comments so the short is titled, "This is what happens when you go to jail." And it shows, and I'm talking, and it shows what happens to people in jail, how you're not cared for at all. And that video could be 1 million views right now. And the people in the comment section are saying, don't be a criminal then. Just don't break the law and you won't go to jail. If you don't have anything to hide, you don't have anything to fear. The comment section is inundated. It's unbelievable to me to see it. I think I'll just show you guys because I want you guys to see this. This is absolutely unbelievable. And the video itself is like 9 or 10 days old. Whoops. The comment section, though, I want you guys, I want you to understand that your parents, your cousins, your brothers, who you're going to see over this holiday season, they may be exactly like that. They may go to court and listen to that judge and prosecutor say, well, you can only look at the case in these particular ways. If you ever hear Hillary Clinton have a debate, the moderator will always ask a question to Hillary and then put a buffer on it for the next person, for Bernie or for whoever she was debating, and say, well, I want you to answer the question, but I want you to kind of talk about this in your answer. And that's exactly what happens when you go to trial and the cops have murdered someone. The jury will be told instructions by the prosecutor and the judge and prosecutor will say things like, well, if you can't find him guilty for manslaughter, if you don't find him guilty for murder, or they'll say, you can't look at this as a capital murder case. You have to look at this as this case, or however they will slight or change or vary what they want the jury to do. And what you have to understand is that the people who go on the jury is your cousin who is the Kevin or Karen, your sister, your brother who is the Karen or Kevin that you're about to see over this holiday break, whether you like it or not. And what I want you to do at this point is I want you to tell that Karen or Kevin that you've been watching all these YouTube videos and the cops are no longer innocent. And we know it because it's not just a few bad apples, Karen. It's most of them. Because even if it's only 30% of the cops that are truly bad, the other 70% are not arresting them or turning them in, not doing anything about it. As a matter of fact, they're lying in reports. We saw how those piggies in Seattle that murdered Manuel Ellis had lied in their reports. And when we saw the video, it contradicted what they said. It would take when I'm the governor of the state, I will change it. I will absolutely change it. I'll absolutely change it in 2 seconds flat. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Because it only takes one governor of one state total to say, I'm going to pass a policy from the executive office that if a police officer lies in the report and the video contradicts the lie, the police officer loses his peace officer certificate. One governor in one state. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why I'm sitting here talking with you guys right now, why I take no days off, why we don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. Why do we don't stop? Because from my perspective, it's going to take the rest of my life dedicated. And that's why I'm starting Constitutional Law Scholar. And we're going to teach it all through January. And then I should be done with it by the end of January. I have it almost completely laid out now. You guys are good. I'm not going to show you yet because I'm going to show you when it's done. But man, it is so killer. Wait till you see the Constitutional Law Scholar presentation in January. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We're looking at the worst of what we are when we have these cops. That's what we're looking at. And you know what I can do? I can pull this video up just by going to my comments here real quick. And it'll be the #1 commented on thing right now because it's going viral. And then I want you guys to take what you saw a second ago where you saw that guy, this is how you are treated when you go to jail. So let me pull. Okay, cool. Let me share this video real quick. I want you guys to watch this. Whoops. And this is the video that's going viral right now. And I want you guys to read the comments on this video. Dying on the floor in jail, and all the other guys in jail are screaming at the top of their lungs, hey, come. There's 20 guys. I mean, I'm one of them. Me and 20 other dudes, because there's a guy here and he's grabbing his chest and he's convulsing and you're screaming, hey, guards, help us. There's a guy dying in here, right? The guard comes down. You figure it would be like coming running down, like, oh my God, something's wrong. No. When you're screaming, the guard walks down. Get the gurney. Send the gurney down to 42. Got someone who needs a gurney on 42. We're going to bring the gurney down for him in a second. That's how you're treated when you're in the dungeon. You might be dying on the floor in jail, and all the other guys in jail are screaming at the top of their lungs, hey, come. There's 20 guys. I mean, I'm one of them. Me and 20 other dudes, because there's a guy here and he's grabbing his chest and he's convulsing and you're screaming, hey, guards, help us. There's a guy dying in here, right? The guard comes down. You figure it would be like coming running down, like, oh my God, something's wrong. No. When you're screaming, the guard walks down. Get the gurney. Send the gurney down to 42. Got someone who needs a gurney on 42. So I'm sorry. You might be dying on the floor in jail. I don't need the sound here. But this is the comments here are just unbelievable. The moral of the story, don't do shit that lands you in jail. You see that comment right there? Pro tip, stay out of prison. So these people, they don't have any regard for you or I, or they don't care about you and me at all whatsoever. They only care about being an authoritarian. That's all they care about. These comments are just, as a former CO, there's a lot more to this than you're explaining. We don't run in because we have to keep an eye out for ambushes. Those exact scenarios have been used to jump the CO and take their keys and weapons. COs have been killed in those situations before. We have to call for the response team because we're not allowed to render aid because of legal reasons, and we have to lock down the unit before the response team can enter the unit. Well, you know, if we didn't treat people like they were animals, if we gave them regular accommodations and treated them like they were a person still, and even taught them how to be a civilized person in a community, then maybe they wouldn't attack the guards. Maybe some would, but I'm going to go on a limb here. If we educated those people and treated them like human beings, then there would be a much better place for all of us when those people got out of the dungeon. But as you guys can see, and all the other guys in jail are screaming at the top of their lungs, "Hey!" Okay. I had to spend 3 days in jail. Second day, I started having chest pains and pushed the button to tell them. I was told to wait. After about 5 minutes, they had a guard come in and take me to medical. When I got to medical, I had to wait again because the medical staff were on a break. Then the staff treated me like trash until they went to take my blood pressure. Yes, I was having a heart attack. The nurse did not apologize when waiting for the ambulance. He thought I was faking because people have a heart attack don't walk down here, he said. I could have died. First rule of extreme situations is to observe before you intervene. For these that don't know, they don't give a shit about you when you're in jail, whether you're innocent or not. I used to be a guard in a main security. The guards do try to act in as reasonable a time as possible, but you have to remember they cannot rush into a cell. Just crap. Yeah, we treat people like absolute garbage, and then you wonder why they act like animals. Like animals. All right, let's give away 3 more trifolds. Let's give away 3 more trifolds. It's 7:45 right now. The next 3 people who go to my deletelaws.com, and you go to the contact form and you say free trifold plus your full name and mailing address, I'll send the next 3 people that sent me emails at 7:45. 3 people, free trifolds. It's Christmas time, man. You're supposed to give back, and you're supposed to. This is what I'm supposed to do. So that's why I'm going to give away 3 more trifolds right now. I gave away, just so you guys know, yesterday I gave away a dozen, and then just so you know, I'm such a dunce cap. Just like this one, when I screenshot it, I gave away Fifth Amendment cop cards, or I gave away a trifold yesterday, right? Well, I forgot when I screenshot it who was a cop card and who was a trifold. So everybody yesterday got a Fifth Amendment cop card and a trifold. And so I'll do the same thing again today. What's up, Playboy? What's up? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'll do. For every winner person who won today, I'm going to give you both the trifold and the cop card. How you like that? How you like that? Let me see something. What is going on, Wanda Meese, Liberty Blair, Daryl? What's going on, Robert? How are you, Chris? What's going on? How is everybody? Good to see everybody. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming. Team DLZ in the hizzy. 15 sweatshirts left, so I hope you guys get a sweatshirt. 15 sweatshirts left. What's going on, Daryl? Good to see you. Clown Patrol, what is going on, my friend? I absolutely El Yukaz. El Yakuz. Just so you know, El, I rarely look at comments. I just hardly ever do. I'm too focused on what I'm doing, and so I just rarely ever do. Merry Christmas, Kenneth. I have to actually stop and take a look at the comments, or otherwise people try to throw you off. It's like a game for people to say stupid things in the comments and try to throw you off or do something stupid. And so Dunce Cap, what's going on, Chris Alderson? Dunce Cap, what is going on? How is everybody? Chevy, what is going on? Truth of God, nice to talk to you on email today. Dr. Donna, what is going on? What is going on? Nice to see you. Sound is here. What is going on? Oh, I know about Kern County Sheriff. I know. Nice. Oh, you're writing a book about that, Kenneth? I'd take a look at your book. I would take a look at your book, homeboy. I would take a look at your book. Javelin, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Good. Gloria is here. I can get distracted in just talking to people and just having a good time. So I want you to talk to your friends and family about them being a Karen over this Christmas break. I want you to sit down and have that talk with your uncle about that cops are bad. Yeah, I do. I want people to start to share with their closest family and friends that cops are bad people, especially canine cops. If you have a canine cop in your family, that's a sick, sadistic, twisted. That's what that person is. They really are sick. They're sick in the head. They want to watch their dog bite people. They're a sick person. They're ill. They're mentally ill. There's something wrong with them as a human being. The idea that you would train a dog to bite other people when dogs are the most loving, amazing animals there are on earth, it just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, my Charlie Bear is just absolutely everything to me. I couldn't imagine training him to bite people. Like you're just a bad person. You're just a bad person as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, this is the one I wanted to show you guys. So I found this. There it is right there. I was just certain this is the one I was trying to find right there. So you may, and when you watch this at first, you may catch yourself like, oh, that's funny. But I want you to think about it. And yes, these pigs are in full uniform doing this. They're in full uniform. And what you're going to see right now is despicable, because what is the one thing that you hate the most? You hate bullying. Don't you hate it? The reason why I have such a gigantic ego is because I was bullied for so many years as a small child. Bullied up till 12, 13 years old. Couldn't stand it being bullied. And what is the exact definition of what a bully is? The definition of what a bully is when you're 12 years old is someone who is a greater force than you, being cruel and mean to you, hurting you physically, picking on you physically, and you cannot do anything about it. That's the definition for me of a bully. So, and there's also people who are verbally, and I got some of that too, but the physical bullies for me going up to 12 years old, because I was so small. I'm short. I'm only 5'8". So it's not like I'm a tall person anyway. And so I was really little. I didn't get I graduated high school at 5'6". I didn't get 5'8" until after my freshman year of college. So a bully is someone who picks on you and you just cannot defend yourself. So now I want you to remember that I said that, and remember that these pigs are in full uniform in pig cars as they're doing what they're doing. At first you may laugh and think it's funny or cute, but these aren't a couple guys who are with their boys doing this kind of nonsense. And then it could be kind of funny, right? Guys being a-holes and just having a good time. If it was only water as well.
Hey, baby, you got change for $1? How about a drink?
In 2018 and 19, officers of the Louis Metro Police Department threw drinks at civilians from unmarked vehicles while on duty. They recorded attacks on cell phones and shared their videos with other officers. The following are some of those videos which were obtained under Kentucky's open records law. And look at the logo. Do you see the logo over here? Look at the logo. What does it say? Police Louisville. Look at the bottom. Service, Metro, Integrity.
You might even get it to stop. Yeah. Up against the building. Don't miss.
He got her. He gets her. You see it? I watched this last night. That's why I wanted to find it. That's a full Coke or a root beer or a Dr. Pepper. Nailed her. He's wearing a police jersey. He's wearing his G.I. Joe loser costume.
I know. Oh, right here.
That's what is that? A liter? A liter of soda pop? and this guy's on his bicycle. He's riding his bike. Bam! Hit him square in the head. Did you see it? Hit him square in the head. Back. You heard the sound. You heard the crack.
He fell down.
Of course he fell down. Of course he fell down. He was on his bike.
We are by France. Oh my God.
I mean, are we in junior high school and we took our parents' car out for a drive and we thought we would throw sodas at people? This is like, you literally have to be 12 or 13 years old to enjoy doing something like this to other people. He's got to know it's coming. He's an old man too. So you're just a predator dick.
Oh, dude, this is so good. He's going to see it coming too. Ready?
So it lands all over him. I looks like I caught it just right. You can see the soda splashing all over this guy, and that pig is wearing a full flak jacket, gun, cuffs, the whole thing on his shirt. The whole G.I. Joe loser outfit he's wearing. So this guy turns around and sees who it is. You can see his face looking over. There's his long hair on both sides. And there's the soda pop splashing all over his body and all over his bike. That got her too. That landed right on her. And remember, she looks over and it's a cop. Look at the soda. It's a full soda. There's Coke flying out the top. So the Coke's getting all over her right there. She just got drenched with Coca-Cola. And you see he's wearing his outfit. You can see him wearing his clown suit.
Stop there.
And they just missed. Clean miss.
I missed him.
So he's just littering, just throwing trash out onto the streets like just a homeless person. Even they may throw stuff in the trash. Look, see this police costume on he's wearing?
Damn it.
Yeah, so I want you guys to understand something. When he says, I missed and he ducked too, that means that this guy was aware that right there, when it gets launched, he looks over, he sees the cops in the car. See him duck his head?
I missed. Damn it. He ducked too. He ducked it? Yeah, he ducked.
Look at the jackboot thug pig's costume. I'll pause it when he leans forward. See there, he's wearing his police costume there, his jackboot thug pig costume.
He ducked it. Yeah, he ducked. Here.
Film themselves doing it. They're so brazen. What dicks? Oh, this is going to be good. Like, so there goes the full Coca-Cola and it beans her. I mean, isn't that the epitome of every single bully asshole that you ever knew? I mean, did you actually, so seriously, be honest with you. Put a 1 in the chat if you splash water on people. I think I can't ever remember doing that to somebody, ever. I can never remember me swerving over to splash water on somebody. I think we did it as a game, like the water's right there and you'd see the truck coming. I'm from Alaska, so there's puddles of water everywhere. I got a few times for sure. I remember that. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys played that game with your family and friends, but I don't think I can't ever remember me doing that to somebody, especially if it wasn't like a game where like they see the puddle of water there, I see them, and then I start driving toward it. I think that, yeah, I don't think I've ever done that to somebody before, you know? And so for the losers and the scammers and the horrible people, it's like, that's why there's nobody that's come forward and said, oh, Chille cheated me out of X, Y, and Z, because I haven't done that, because I don't do that kind of shit to people. I don't think that that's right. I think it's wrong. So, and these pigs did this so openly and so brazenly.
Hey, baby, you got change for $1? How about a drink?
Oh, dude. Wow. And doesn't this guy, don't both of these guys just look like the guy who bullied you in junior high school or high school? I mean, elementary school even. Don't they just look like those a-holes that bullied you, that treated you poorly? Oh, I remember where the other one was that I saw. It was an ACAB. There was a good one I saw yesterday in ACAB. It was hardcore. This is pretty funny. Love this Grinder exchange. If you don't know, Grinder's an app for gay men. What's a beautiful girl like you looking for on here? Ever hook up with a cop? Sorry, I'm not into bestiality. Oink, oink. I think that is just hilarious.
Oh, there was absolutely video recorded. In fact, the attorney who...
Yeah, so the attorney video taken at bar contradicts St. Louis police story. So this guy's named Tizzy Yint. I knew of him when I was on TikTok. It is a pretty good report on this.
Representing the two owners of this bar say the video contradicts what the police have said happened. For those who don't know what's going on with this, I posted
these cops, they crash into a building and then they blame the bar owner that they crashed into a building. You get to see the whole thing. I'll start this from the beginning so you guys can see it.
Oh, there was absolutely video recorded. In fact, the attorney who's representing the two...
He's responding to please tell me someone live stream or videoed this. He's talking about the incident, and then Tizzy Yint answers and says, yes, there absolutely is a video.
Owners of this bar say the video contradicts what the police have said happened. For those who don't know what's going on with this, I posted a video yesterday about how a police officer in St. Louis crashed his patrol vehicle into the front of a gay bar there, and then got out and started demanding everyone's ID. And when the owner was like, that's not how this works, what the hell happened? Put that owner in handcuffs. Then when the other owner started taking photos and video, put him in handcuffs and claimed that he struck them and arrested him for felony assault on a police officer. There's actually a 20-minute bystander video that this publication got to review that shows everything that went down. It shows Pence, the one owner, being placed in handcuffs. The person recording says, what crime did he commit?
Wait a minute.
And an unidentified police officer says...
There's a 20-minute bystander video that's on Riverfront Times. Let's pause 1 second here real quick. Riverfront Times here. Let me see if there's a video. Do they have the full video here? Let me see. I'm looking over here real quick and seeing if they have the full video on Riverfront Times. I'll let this keep playing.
A disturbance. The officer then walks toward the person taking the video and says, he's not going to yell at me. That's causing a disturbance. Let me ask you something. What's more of a disturbance? A person raising their voice and being upset that a vehicle just crashed in their business, and now the person who is driving that vehicle is acting as if it's everyone else's fault and demanding their IDs, or crashing your car into a business. That cop is super lucky that this business wasn't open and thriving at the time. He could have seriously injured, if not killed someone, and he's blaming them. Some of the comments on Twitter were making me laugh my ass off. One was, what was that building doing parked so close to the road? Another said that bar should have just complied. And a third said, what was that bar doing out so late dressed like that? Because that's what it feels like the cops are doing in this situation. Also, in the 20-minute bystander video, Morris, the one who was arrested and charged with felony assault, it shows him never striking an officer in the chest, which is what they're claiming. Also, if you recall, the one owner said that when he asked the officer what had happened, the cop said that he swerved to miss a dog in the road. Well, we now have video from a security camera that shows the accident. And I got to tell you, if you watch up here, I never see a dog. Don't see any dog there at all. Although now the story is the officer was avoiding this parked car, which he doesn't look close to at all. Was this officer given a breathalyzer test at all on scene? Just curious. Now, the attorneys who are representing the owners posted this yesterday. They said that Chad, the one who was charged with a felony, was being released on his own recognizance. Then they said prosecutor just called us and said that they will be amending the charge from a felony to a misdemeanor.
The bar owner was arrested, and Tizzy Yent is holding the video till the end, so you'll watch his video, which I understand. So, but he's going to show the video in a second where you get to see the cop crash into the building.
But that won't be enough. No kidding. We have video that shows that the police were the aggressors and Chad did nothing wrong. And despite him being released, despite this now having national attention and being pretty embarrassing, I would think, for the St. Louis Police Department, this was the scene outside of the bar last night. Several police officers just posted up, sitting there looking at the bar in what some might interpret as intimidation. The cop who's driving was still on a probationary period because he's been there less than a year. He made a mistake. He got in a car accident. It's not the end of the world. But rather than be embarrassed, he turned it into this whole other thing, caused all these other problems. And what's really embarrassing is the fact that the other police officers have backed him up on it. Now you have affected an entire community there, and the whole world is watching and just shaking their heads at you. Get your house in order. And, I got to tell you, if you watch up here,
right?
I never see a dog.
And he crashes into the building. I was pulling up another video. So once again, the cops have where are the good cops? Who are the good cops there? Who are the good cops? Which are the good cops? Because this is the reason why so many of us hate the cops. Surely a body camera, a dash camera, the cops canvassed the area to check for cameras, didn't they? Surely one of the good cops says, I'm going to arrest this cop and charge him with DUI. It's just so the same over and over and over. So I saw this one yesterday. This cop, he arrests a sober dude.
November 7th, Amen Fepuliai was pulled over shortly after a roadblock was set up on Kamehameha Highway at Ka'uka Boulevard. Driving his brother's car, Fepuliai was visiting from American Samoa. The officer said that he smelled alcohol. Watch Fepuliai's reaction.
I do detect the odor of alcohol.
He says, I don't drink.
Fepuliai agreed to participate in the field.
What do we do? Do we take stupid human trick tests? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Do we take stupid human tricks? Do we do those?
Field sobriety test at the scene, including a breath test.
Go as hard as you can.
Do we take breath tests? Does Team DLZ, do we take breath tests? Is that what we do? I'm just wondering. Yes or no?
Keep going until you hear a click. Ready? Keep going.
The report shows Fepuliai blew a 0.00. There was no alcohol in his system. Remember, the officer said he smelled alcohol, but Fepuliai showed us part of the police report where no was marked for odor of intoxicant. The officers told Fepuliai they then suspected drug use and arrested him.
Put your hands together, bro. In case on the rest for operating the vehicle under the influence of intoxicant.
After Fepuliai was cuffed and put in the patrol car, the transporting officer appears to turn off the body camera, even though policy requires it stay on during the ride.
One governor in one state could change that.
Fepuliai said that's important because on the way to the Pearl City substation, the officer told him to refuse further tests in an effort to save time.
In order for me to kind of leave early, I had to make bail and just refuse both the breathalyzer tests at the station as well as the drug test. He shouldn't have given me that advice, and I hope that they're not giving other innocent people the same advice.
They
I
are.
have heard from a number of my clients that the officer is telling them on the way to the station it's quicker if you just refuse everything, and it's wrong.
The Administrative Driver's License Revocation Office rescinded the case shortly after the arrest, but Fepuliai still lost his license and had to post $500 bail.
When you do the roadblocks, you're expected to get a DUI arrest because they're paying the overtime. You're there at least 4 hours.
So they're counting on you getting arrested. Remember, they have competitions to see who can get the most arrests. So I'm just reading the winners of the trifold. It's going to be Joseph Duncan in Ohio. Joseph Duncan in Ohio. I believe I hope I got a screenshot of this. Thanks for putting your address in there, Joseph Duncan. And then the other winner is going to be George Huerta. Nope. There's no address, George. There's no address. There is no address, amigo. Oh, no, there's no address. You got to have your address in there. There it is. Elliot Langham. Elliot Langham. You are the third winner. And the first winner was Richard Fox. Richard Fox won the. So I'm sending you guys everything. I'm sending you the trifold and a pair of cop cards. I'm sending everybody who won anything on this stream today a cop card and a trifold. Everybody, you're getting both. You're getting both. It's I worked my ass off all year, and we should but here it is. I want you guys to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you believe me. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that I want you to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that that's true. That when I sit here and I say to you, hey, you know what? I'm going to drop these down to about cost here. The Fifth Amendment cop card, they're only $8. Put a 1 in the chat if you know I want you to invoke your Fifth Amendment. I dropped these down to $8, to $8. Why do you think I did that? They're $30. Why do you think I dropped them down? I want you to follow the step-by-step procedure. I want you to follow a rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. How come I've given away thousands and thousands of trifolds? Why do you think I've done that? Some of you guys buy them. I'm super grateful to you guys who buy them. Why do you think I give away so many? I want you to shut the front door, and I want you to film the cops. Bam. This is what I want you to be doing. When you interact with the cop, if you're not driving and you just have the yellow and black card in your wallet, I want you to follow a step-by-step procedure. Todd Epperson, what's up, brother? I sent off your trifold. Todd, I think I couldn't remember what exactly your thing was. I think I just sent you a trifold and a cop card. Pretty sure that I did. Sometimes if I get confused on the order, I just send a trifold and a cop card, and that's how I roll. I want you to for me, the gold of what I created so far, because I've created a lot of things, a poster, an ebook, the trifold, but to me, in my heart, this Fifth Amendment cop card, I thought about it for so long. I've been, you contemplate so long before you take from a thought to a product. And I thought, what would someone put in their wallet that they would be able to then recognize it if they had a face-to-face with a jackboot thug pig and they needed a guide? Well, in my wallet, in my back of my phone is my wallet. There's nothing in there that looks like that. So you can always easily identify it. And then the moment you see a cop, as soon as you see that jackboot thug pig who's in a gang that will choose his gang member over you, that if one of his gang members puts you in a headlock and chokes you out and hurts you badly, that guy who you think is the nice cop, he will fill out the report that you started the fight with his brother in blue. So that's why the Fifth Amendment cop car non-driver starts off with the moment you see a cop, you start filming and state, I invoke my First Amendment right. The moment you see the jackboot thug pig, don't wait. Boom, you start filming that jackboot thug pig. Second I see the pig, I film the pig. Do you know how many videos are in my camera or in my phone, my camera? Do you know how many videos are in my device that are like 35, 45 seconds long? I see a cop, boom, I start filming the cop. I pass the cop takes a left or a right, and then I just got to turn my camera off. I have 1,000, maybe 2,000. I have no idea. When you see a cop, what do? You start filming the cop. That's what you do. See a cop? Film a cop. I see a cop, I film the cop. Cop comes anywhere cop walks in the grocery store you're in. Oh, shoot. 1 second. 1 second. Let me open that up. Okay, what's going on? I don't got to do it up front. I can just go like this. Be like, you know what? Let me just hold this like this, and I'm just gonna walk around the store. Just hold like this. I grab some groceries and stuff, and I'm just filming that pig. I don't want that pig. Maybe I don't want the pig to know I'm filming him, so maybe I just kind of make it look like I'm retarded. Because then if the pig says anything to me, I say, "Excuse me, did you address me?" And then you know what's going to happen next between me and that pig. Then I'm going to go like this. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I was trying to film you, but now that you've addressed me, am I being detained or am I free to go? I invoke my First Amendment right. It says right here on my Fifth Amendment cop card that Turner versus Driver upholds my First Amendment right. See, I see you, I invoke my First Amendment right to film you, and then you ask me what I'm doing, and I'm letting you know now I'm invoking my First Amendment right upheld by Turner versus Driver to always film the police. What are you doing in this store here? You getting something to eat? Okay, go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get what you're going to get. Why are you filming me? Because you're the most invasive, dangerous predator in our country. There's nothing worse than you out there. So for that reason, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's the only question that I'm going to be answering today. You going to get a hot dog or something? What are you going to get? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I mean, you film that jackboot thug pig. You film that pig. You film that pig. You see a pig, you film him. That's Fifth Amendment cop card, by the way. When you get this card in the mail, it's literally like a credit card or a hotel key. I need it. This is why this is like my opus. I mean, I love the trifold, and this is on poly paper, polypropylene, however you say it. So this isn't actual paper. It's a type of plastic. You can still destroy it, but if you just take care of it somewhat, it'll last you a really long time. And this is great. But this card to me, because you can't really ruin it. You'd have to cut it up. You'd have to take scissors to this and cut it into pieces. So you would, this is, to me, is awesome, because you always have a 1 through 6 step tutorial in what to do with the pig. This is my opus. This is what I created for the world that I think will be around long after I'm gone. Look, like I said, if you can get an app that calls a lawyer and you get a jackboot thug pig who's going to get on the phone with your lawyer, I'm super happy to hear that works out. But I know what you can do. You can pull your cop card out, follow the 6x6 step process where you don't talk and you just read the card. Pretty easy. It's pretty easy. That's just how I see it. That's the way I see it. How do you see it, Playboy? What's up, everybody? Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Put in the comment section, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. If you would, pretty please. Oh yeah, if you Ohio Accountability. Listen, if you, I'll be more than willing to email you a PDF, and you can just hand them out. You can hand them out. Accountability Ohio. Just hit me up. Anybody who has my PDF can print them out. If you get the $9 version, which is print at home, I mean the difference is $9 or $20. It's only double the price of the one you print it yourself. But the one you print at home. Hey, 8 months, Victor. What's going on, Victor B? Thanks for coming around for 8 months. If you get the PDF of this, you can print out as many as you want and give out as many as you want. It help do it for a friend. Get them in as many cars as you possibly can. Put them in your friend's car, your best friend's car, your sister's car, your brother's car, your mother's car. Put them in every car. Print out 100 of these and hand them out to coworkers and friends. It's no skin off my back. We're making the world a better place. Yeah, you're more than welcome. Oh yeah, Accountability Ohio. Print them out. Do you have the new PDF, by the way? The old one had some typos on it. So if you don't have the new trifold, I mean, as you guys know, I took because there used to be a thing here, but it was ruining the trifolds when I was gluing the plastic piece on there for your driver's license. And a lot of people's registration and insurance wouldn't fit inside of it anyway. So that's why I tell you just to go down and create your own little plastic doohickey. You know, let's give away a couple trifolds. Let's do it right now. It's 8:20 now. Let's give away 2 more to the next two people. Let's do 3. The next 3 people at 8:20 who email me your full name and your full mailing address, go to deletelaws.com, go to contact, and then I'll send out 3 more people trifolds and cop cards. 3 more people. 8:20 right now. 8:20 right now. 3 more people. 3 more people will get trifolds and cop cards. You got to go through the website, deletelaws.com. 8:20 right now. First one just came in. 1, 2, 3. I got it. If you didn't get in, you didn't get in. So let me give you the 3 winners. The first one is Robert Laird. Robert Laird, I'm taking a screenshot. You won the cop card and the trifold, my friend. I'm going to send that to you in the mail. And then Jen F in Wisconsin. Jen F in Wisconsin, taking a screenshot of you get the cop card and the 8:20 right here. And David B in New York. I'm sending you a free 5th Amendment cop card and a free trifold. What's up, Playboy? And also, by the way, when you get a trifold, I also send you this fat broccoli wad rubber band. So I just got screenshots of everybody's contact information. Thank you for having your address and your full email in there. Thanks for coming by, Sound. Take care. Take care, dude. Thanks for being here. I'm taking a look at the comments real quick. I can't keep up. I don't know what people are saying over there. I don't know what people are saying. Anyway, but that's 3 more people who are going to have the trifold. Listen, the reason why I give you a rubber band when you get a trifold is because I want you to put this nice fat broccoli wad rubber band right on your visor. And then I want you to get your license, registration, and proof of insurance ready to go. How many videos have we seen where there's the back and forth with give me your license, no, tell me what I did, no, give me your license, no, tell me what I did. Oh, which reminds me, we can look at this video. I want to show you guys this video. This got sent to me earlier today, and I was actually going to cover it myself, but I love Leto anyway. So let's take a look at Leto. If you guys don't watch Leto Law. Steve Leto.
Welcome once again to Leto's Law.
Welcome once again to Leto's Law. This is the one I wanted to talk about.
Over, I think it's 2 years ago now.
Once again to Leto's Law. Here's Steve Leto.
A whole bunch of people sent me this story out of California from the LA Times. And one of the most annoying things about a traffic stop, that is where a police officer pulls you over, is that in a lot of places, the police might not tell you why they pulled you over. Or if they tell you, they'll tell you later. So they pull you over, they ask you a bunch of questions, you get the impression they might be messing with you. And then finally they go, okay, well, 3 blocks back that way, when you came around the corner, you ran your tire over the fog line. Yeah, you cut that corner too close. That's why I pulled you over. And so a lot of people have said that, it actually ought to be required that the police tell you why they pulled you over, for among other reasons, just so that they actually have a reason. Because I've been pulled over before where I honestly thought the cop was just bored or whatever and just pulled me over. And it'd be nice to know if there actually was a reason. So California police will be required to state the reason for traffic stops before questioning drivers next year. So when a police officer walks up to your car and starts asking you questions in California, they'll be required to tell you why they stopped you first. And that's actually an important thing also because it lets you know what it is sort of that they're looking for. So if they walk up to your car and they go, hey, one of your headlights is out. And the next question is, where are you coming from? You realize that question has got nothing to do with why they pulled you over. So Noah Goldberg wrote this starting January.
So, and what do? So in California, a cop comes up and says, I pulled you over because you were doing 55 and a 45. License, registration, proof of insurance. You took the time, put your license, registration, proof of insurance together in the trifold. It's up in your visor. You give me your license, registration, proof of insurance. The cop told you why he pulled you over. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. So in California, now the trifold is set up for absolute gold because now they're not going to play the game of, why I pulled you over.
January 1st, California police officers will have to tell drivers why they've been pulled over before questioning them on any subject. Technically speaking, how are you is a question on a subject.
Yes, yes. Thank you,
The new
Steve.
law stems
Thank
from a
you.
state assembly bill passed last year that will take effect in the new year. The law seeks to curb pretextual stops in which police use a minor infraction as the basis to pull over a vehicle and investigate other possible crimes.
Pretextual stops come from what? The 1996 case of Wren versus United States, WHREN.
And of course, that real reason they pulled you over, the pretextual reason, sometimes is not mentioned to the driver at the start of the interaction. So someone gets pulled over and they think they've been pulled over for something else. And it turns out, oh no, they got pulled over because there's something covering part of my license plate. So pretextual stops have been deemed constitutional. A study by researchers at Stanford.
Did you hear what he said? He said pretextual stops have been deemed constitutional. And how are they?
Got pulled over because there's something covering part of my license plate.
Something covering part of your license plate, or they thought they saw something covering part of your license plate. It's a pretextual stop. They're stopping you on a pretext that they believe you've done something wrong or criminal activities afoot.
So pretextual stops have been deemed constitutional.
And how have they been deemed constitutional? Because the 1968 case of Terry versus Ohio, the jurisprudence of Wren versus United States in 1996 is based on Terry versus Ohio, which creates reasonable articulable suspicion. A pretextual stop is 100% based on reasonable articulable suspicion. Terry versus Ohio. It's just so unbelievable.
A study by researchers at Stanford of more than 100 million traffic stops across more than 20 states found that black drivers were 1.5 times to 2 times more likely to be searched than their white counterparts. Similar disparities exist in Los Angeles, according to an analysis by the Los Angeles Times. The new law would not stop police from pulling drivers over for minor infractions and then escalating to a search of the vehicle if they had probable cause to believe a crime had been committed. So they pull you over for the...
So listen, the Fourth Amendment standard is that you're securing your person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause. That's the exact wording of the Fourth Amendment. Now listen to what Leto says. And why is he saying that? Because of Terry versus Ohio. Listen.
I would not stop police from pulling drivers over for minor infractions and then escalating to a search of the vehicle if they had probable cause to believe a crime.
Probable cause to believe. The Fourth Amendment says probable cause supported by oath or affirmation. by the victim of the crime you committed. Probable cause is a crime you committed.
Minor infractions, and then escalating to a search of the vehicle if they had probable cause to believe a crime had been committed.
Probable cause to believe that you have committed a crime. How do they determine that? It's a pretextual stop. They're just guessing.
So if they pull you over for the broken tail light, if they later conclude that there's probable cause to search the car, they can do that. But Oakland Privacy, a group supporting the legislation, says that simply knowing the reason for a stop can assuage a motorist's fear, panic, and the urge to flee, resulting in less combative and potentially dangerous interactions with police. And that is something I believe is quite true psychologically. Police officer pulls you over and walks up to the car and goes, "Do you know why I pulled you over?"
What do we say? Anybody? Can someone just put it in the chat? The cop says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" What do you say to him? What exactly do you say to the cop? I'm just trying to figure it out. Can someone write it in the chat? What do you say? Cop says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" What is your response? I'm reading the chat right now. What is the response? Cop says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" There it is. Richard got it. Richard, I'm so glad that you won the Fifth Amendment cop card in Trifold today. You say, "I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent," and it's backed up by your camera. That's how you do it. They follow a set of policies, procedures, and protocols to arrest you and take you to a dungeon. Your set of policies, procedures, and protocols are your phone and your camera, and it's all rubber banded up in there. You already did your license, registration, and proof of insurance. You're ready to go. You're ready to go. You're ready to go. This is all you need. Everything you have to provide by law is right there. It even says so on the trifold. Everything I need to provide by law is in the slip below. Right there. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. It's right there. Fifth Amendment, I invoke the right to remain silent. You just say the top portion of the trifold. I just want to be clear on this. This is why I give away so many thousands of these trifolds. That's why I give away now for Christmas I'm giving away. Let's give away two more. Let's give away two more trifolds. Two more trifolds. The next two people at 8:30 who go to my website deletelaws.com and they put on there free trifold plus your full mailing address. I'm going to send two people both the trifold and the Fifth Amendment cop cards, both of them, the driver and non-driver. The next two people who go to my website and contact me and say they want the free trifold.
Technically speaking, now they got to walk up and go, "Here's why I pulled you over." And that whole "do you know why I pulled you over" thing puts you on the defensive immediately. And there is this tension there, which if they walk up and go, "I pulled you over because you were speeding. Now let's talk." That will change the tenor of the conversation. There is simply no reason not to do this. This is the group Oakland Privacy speaking. The role of law enforcement is to enforce the law, not to play cat and mouse games to try to provoke people into doing the wrong thing and causing the encounter to spiral out of control. The law does allow for exceptions if an officer reasonably believes that withholding the reason for the stop is necessary to protect life or property from imminent threat. So a police officer walks up the car, does not do what he's supposed to do, and later says, "Oh, I didn't because I was trying to protect life or property from imminent threat." I'm going to have to explain that a little bit more. You can't just say, "Well, I was trying to protect some life and property." And that's why you didn't tell them that they had a tail light out. Some jurisdictions have already worked on limiting these stops. In Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Police Department instituted a similar rule back in 2022, requiring officers to have a reason to believe a more serious crime had been committed before initiating a pretext stop. The rule requires officers to record on their body camera the reason before making the stop. Holden's measure drew the ire of the California State Sheriff's Association, which called it strict and said that it prohibits an officer from asking for a person's ID or even asking a person to turn off the vehicle's ignition prior to disclosing the reason for the stop.
You don't have to turn off your car. I don't know what law that is.
Asking the person to turn off the vehicle's ignition, I'm not sure if that would qualify as questioning them.
Well, Team DLZ, none of us would put up with that. The moment that jackboot thug pig walks up to us, we immediately put our trifold right in their face and say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, you jackboot thug pig. I will not be answering any questions without my attorney present.
But I can see that, I guess. A bill that went even further.
Remember, Steve Leto's vanilla. He's super vanilla.
Than this one failed to pass. That bill would have eliminated pretextual stops altogether, making it so police could not pull people over for minor infractions.
That's it right there. Did you hear what he just said? That's what I'll do as governor.
Went even further than this one failed to pass. I can see that, I guess. A bill that went even further.
A bill that went even further. Wow. A bill that went even further than that.
Than this one failed to pass. That bill would have eliminated pretextual stops altogether.
Eliminate pretextual stops altogether through legislating away what the Supreme Court has done to us. Amazing.
Making it so police could not pull people over for minor infractions.
That is exactly what I will do. Exactly what I will do.
But that bill did not pass. The bill would have allowed police to pull over motorists if they had 2 or more minor infractions at the same time, but would not have allowed for police to pull over drivers for just a single minor infraction.
How about you can't pull people over unless they're a danger to themselves or others?
That to me would be too far. If I'm driving down the road and one of my headlights is out,
here comes the vanilla Steve.
I'd appreciate it if somebody told me.
Oh, so you want a guy with a gun to pull you over and tell you, Steve? Listen to what he says here.
Just a single minor infraction. That to me would be too far. If I'm driving down the road and one of my headlights is out, I'd appreciate it if somebody told me.
A cop?
And it's been a while. I think so. I've had a headlight go. I'm trying to think.
You want a cop to do that, Steve? You'd appreciate it if a cop you'd appreciate that, would you, Steve? Steve must have totally different interactions with cops than you and I do. Put a 1 in the chat if you would not appreciate it. I'm just wondering. Put a 1 in the chat if I'll read some comments here. You can throw something next to the 1. How much would you not appreciate being pulled over for a tail light or a headlight out? How much would you not appreciate that? What I would appreciate, I could appreciate. Here's what I could appreciate. I could appreciate it if I was driving along, I had a headlight or tail light out, then I got to my destination or I went to a stoplight or whatever, and a peace officer pulled up next to me and said, hey, roll your window. And I rolled my window down. I said, what's up? And the cop said, you got a headlight out. Oh, I do? Yeah. Oh, shoot. Thank you for telling me. That's what I would appreciate. But Leto, hey, Leto, if you want someone to tell you got a headlight out, brother, I'll be happy to let you know. And I don't need to pull you over by force with a gun and demand your license, registration, and proof of insurance to let you know you got a headlight out, Leto. I mean, I love Leto. I watch his channel a lot. He's great. But you'd appreciate it, Steve? You would appreciate it? Would you appreciate that? I'm sorry. I love Leto, but
a single minor infraction. That to me would be too far. If I'm driving down the road and one of my headlights is out, I'd appreciate it if somebody told me.
Clueless. My brother, you are clueless. Is there a single person here that wants a cop to pull you over and tell you got a headlight out? Who wants it? No, who doesn't want it? Put a 1. Who wants it? Put a 2. Who wants that cop to pull you over? Would you appreciate it? You appreciate that? And Leto's got that look on his face like, I'm a white lawyer up in Michigan. I don't have to deal with any of this shit ever. I never get put in handcuffs. Never. I wonder, let's do this. I love Leto. Let's ask Leto right here. I'm going to control copy. Okay, let's do this. Here's what I want to do. Here's the link to this video, okay? And my editor can make a short out of this clip right here. I just put the link to the video in here. I want everybody to go to this video right here and ask the lawyer, Mr. Leto. Mr. Leto, huge fan. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. I want everybody to go to Mr. Leto's page, and I want you to ask him a question. Huge fan. We love your videos. I'd love to know, have you ever been put in torture cuffs? Have you ever been arrested by a cop and taken to the dungeon? In your world, you'd call it being handcuffed, being detained. You'd call it being detained and temporarily transported for booking. Nah, love you, man. But really, my audience would love to know. Ever been handcuffed? Hard? For more than 20 minutes? Thanks, Steve. Truly love your channel. Mr. Lado, huge fan. We love your videos. I'd love to know, have you ever been put in torture cuffs? You ever been arrested by a cop and taken to the dungeon? In your world, you'd call it being detained and temporarily transported for booking. Now, I love you, man, but really, my audience would love to know, ever been handcuffed hard for 20 minutes? Thanks, Steve. And so I want everybody to ask Steve that same question. If enough, I mean, he's got 2,000 comments on there, so it'd have to be a couple hundred people, I guess, to have to go over there and ask him the question. There's only 250 people here between Facebook and YouTube, but it's 11:40 at night on the East Coast, so that's where the bulk of the people are. So yeah, but I'm just dying to know. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he's never been put in torture cuffs. So I guess the moral of the story of this video, though, right here.
And it's been a while. I think so. I've had a headlight go. I'm trying to think. Last time I had an actual headlight go out in a car may have been decades ago. But taillights, the license plate light, maybe things like that. Those are equipment violations. And technically speaking, you're required to have all the equipment on your car working, especially your lights, for safety reasons. I completely understand that. But we all know.
You completely understand that you should be pulled over for that. Oh, let me read the 2 winners for the trifold and the cop cards. The 2 winners are Mark A up in Northern California, and the other winner is Mark L in Wyoming. Mark A in NorCal and Mark L in Wyoming. You 2 guys won the trifold and the 5th Amendment cop cards, so I'll be sending those to you in the mail. What's up, Playboy?
If they want to, they can always come up with a reason why they pulled you over. And I mentioned before that I had a police officer pull me over.
So he's a lawyer. I mean, none of us should be okay with this. None of us should accept what he says right here. And we just gloss it by like it's okay, but it's not okay.
But we all know that if they want to, they can always come up with a reason why they pulled you over.
And that's wrong. We shouldn't accept that. We should openly reject that.
And I mentioned before that I had a police officer pull me over. I think it's 2 years ago now, maybe a year ago, but it was around the holidays, right around New Year's. And a police officer pulled me over, and I was driving through a very, very, very small town. And he pulled me over, and I rolled the window down. I did everything I'm supposed to do, dome light on, car off, all that stuff. And he's walked up to me and pretty much said to me, "Oh, it's so close to New Year's. I'm looking for drunk drivers." And I was sober as a church mouse. And I was looking at the guy, and then he goes, "But back there you swerved a little bit and you hit the fog line. So I thought maybe you were, having a little trouble keeping your lane." I didn't hit the fog line. He just made that up. But since he didn't write me a ticket, I'm not exactly going to fight him over it. But
you should. But you should, Steve. But you should, buddy. You should have sued him.
I'm not at the fog line. He just made that up. But since he didn't write me a ticket, I'm not exactly going to fight him over it. But they can always make up something. And I've heard so many explanations where the officer's best argument was, oh, they came around this corner and they cut the corner too close, or they came to an almost complete stop, but not quite at a stop sign. And some of this stuff, you understand, they can just say it, and it's but at least now,
no, Steve, no,
quite at a stop sign. And some of this stuff, you understand, they can just say it, and it's but
right. It's just you just have to put up with it, and no, we should not put up with it.
At least now, when they pull you over, they got to tell you that's why they're pulling you over. Yeah, I pulled you over because back there you hit the fog line. You're thinking to yourself, no, I didn't. But okay, that's the best he's got. I'm good. Now, I understand that if that cop had wanted to escalate things, he could have, and just as easily made up other reasons why I need to get out of the car and why he's got to search the car and why he's got to pat me down with a Terry frisk. I understand all of that. I understand all of that. But that didn't happen to me. However, this is a good idea. And
right, that didn't happen to you, so you didn't hold the cop accountable, Steve. I wish you would have, buddy.
Always thought this was something that would help. And I've mentioned before, and anytime I mention this, people get really, really upset with me. And I am just the messenger. I'm here to tell you what the law says.
I'm not mad at you, Steve. I wish that you would actually be a freedom fighter and not just be here to tell me what the law says. You have a classical education. You went to law school. You became a lawyer. You should have fought that cop who pulled you over just to see if you were drinking and said you passed over the fog line.
Okay. The Supreme Court of the United States of America.
Right. Which we now know is a fraud. It's worked against us since the beginning.
Has issued some rulings regarding the police. And they
more than a few, dozens and dozens and dozens, hundreds.
Have said that at least under the Constitution, they don't have to tell you why they pulled you over.
But that is just garbage. They're black robe tyrants.
Now, if there's a state law that says they have to, then they have to abide by state law. But without a state law requiring it, they don't have to tell you why they pulled you over. There's nothing in the Constitution that says that. But it goes one step further, and this is where a lot of people disagree with the Supreme Court.
Where a lot of people disagree with the Supreme Court. Most of us who know anything about the Supreme Court, we know they suck. They've sucked since the beginning, and they still suck.
I believe that there's a problem here also, but it's the current state of the law. And that is that the police do not have to tell you why you are being arrested. So they pull you over, and why have I been pulled over? We'll get to that. Ask you a bunch of questions you may or may not answer, and they go, fine, you're under arrest. Why are you arresting me? They don't have to tell you that.
That's
they
crap.
Do not have to tell you that
That's
at
crap.
that time. They have to tell you sooner or later, at least at the very latest, at your arraignment. But pretty much by the time they get to you to the jail and they book you, you'll find out why you've been arrested. And a lot of people think that that's wrong. And I agree. I think that is wrong. I think that they should stick to the Hawaii 5-0 rule. And when Dano books them, McGarrett used to always say, book him, Dano. Murder one. Book him, Dano. And
that's the generation that these boomers, and he's a boomer, that they were raised on. And a lot of you are boomers too, that the cops were good. Book him, Dano. And we just were like, hey, that's great. But now we realize that book him, Dano means take him to a fucking dungeon. That's what we know it means now. Book him, Dano. Book him, Dano. It no longer means the good guys have got the bad guys. Book 'em Dano now means kidnap that person, strip away their communication devices, put them in torture cuffs, drag them down to a dungeon, and hold their body bounty to get money. If you can impound their car, do it. And now charge them with multiple crimes. That's what book 'em Dano means. So what did that person do for me to get behind book 'em Dano?
Oh, if the person's paying attention, they're being arrested. And I think if they know why they're arresting you, which they should be required to tell you why they're arresting you. But again, that's just me and a lot of people in the audience. But the Supreme Court says no, there's actually no rule. It says they've got to tell you that at the roadside. And likewise, they didn't have to tell you why you're even pulled over, except now in California. So I think this is a good thing. Right. Let's see if this spreads to other states or not. So a lot of people said it. Thank you very much. This version is from the LA Times, and Noah Goldberg wrote it. California police required to state reason for traffic stops before questioning drivers beginning next year. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later.
I did. Did you guys ask Leto if he's ever been arrested? I would love to know if Leto's ever been arrested. And the idea that you cannot be pulled over for ticky-tack bullshit, amazing, amazing, amazing. So if anybody doesn't know, if you've never been to my channel before, I worked really hard all year. I really didn't take any time off this year. And now I want to share with you guys what I built. I built this cop card. So I think this cop card is just, you'll never lose it. I built this cop card so that you guys could use it, and it would always be in your wallet. It's indestructible. It's a credit card. You'll always have your rights in your wallet, in your pocket. And it's a step-by-step tutorial. And I dropped it down to $8 for people. I've given away 1,000 of these at least. I just keep on giving them away. But you have to have it in your wallet. It's an essential part of your arsenal. You have to have it in your wallet, because that gives you the step-by-step policy, procedure, and protocol that you're going to follow when you have to deal with a jackboot thug pig. And it's yellow and black, so it'll stand out different than every other card in your wallet. You won't be confused as to which card do I use when I talk to the pig. It looks like that. You're not going to be confused. So I dropped it down to $8, just above my cost. So I want you guys to get this in your wallet. That's what I want you to do. Get one for a friend. They're $8. You know what I mean? Get one for a friend, and get this cop card and get it in your wallet, and tell people you only need it when you need it. But when you need it, you have it in your wallet. And it's numbered 1 through 6. Step 1, cop cited or citing. I mean, it's just so easy. Cop approaches and says any words at all to you. This is your guide. And you know that what do I always teach? Always use your always use your camera. I don't know how many I gave away today. I don't know how many I gave away, but I gave away a bunch. I better slow down. I'm going to give away like another 20 tomorrow or something, you know. Let's shoot for 20 tomorrow. Let's try to give away 20 trifolds and cop cards tomorrow. So let's celebrate Christmas together. So if you know somebody who's in need that doesn't have any money, you know, I may be willing to send them off a trifold and a cop card for Christmas, you know, because I know there's a lot of people who watch my channel that couldn't afford it. And I'm willing to give away a few more, you know. Yeah, I got Cash App. Right on, man. You willing to pay? That's amazing. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, PayPal and Cash App. One of the mods will put my Cash App, PayPal. I got 15 sweatshirts left. I got 15 left. So I got 15 sweatshirts left. We don't stop. But the back's even better. The back is even better. The back is even better. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Gloria. 15 sweatshirts left. If you want a hoodie, you better get one. You better hurry, because they're going to be gone and I'm not going to do it again. I mean, it's just a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? And I want to spend my time studying constitutional law. And I see a lot of videos and stuff, but so I make like $20, $25 on the hoodie. So the price of the shipping, I think I charge $5 or $7 or something, but the shipping's between $15 and $25 depending on where you are. So I make about $20, $25 per hoodie that I sell. So it's kind of built into the price. That's why there's not a shipping price on it. Otherwise I'd have to have the zip code and weigh it and get an account and do all that. And I'm only going to sell a couple hundred, then I'm going to stop selling hoodies. It's not what I'm going to do. And people will say to me in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when the hoodies are gone, they're going to say, man, I wish I got a hoodie. And I'll say, I'm not doing it again for like 6 months. All right. Listen, I better get the flock out of here. Melania, how are you? Clown Patrol, what is going on? Good to see you. Irie, Drake, what is going on? Nice to see you. How is everybody? Soy Leo, what is going on? Accountability, Ohio. Oh, yeah, you could. I mean, I don't know. You're going to get some steep water there. Gloria, it's good to see you. It's nice to see you, hon. Big Frank. Oh, that's right. You're the one, the PayPal or Cash App. My PayPal Cash App's on the bottom of all my videos. Here's my PayPal, Frank, if you actually want to use it. That's amazing. Thank you. There's PayPal for you, Frank. I just put it in the comment section. Clown Patrol, what is going on? April, hey, hon, how you doing? Good to see you. Wanda, always good to see Wanda. Nice to see you. Sin City Giggles, what's going on? What is going on? Chevy was here earlier. Chevy probably fell off. It's getting late on the East Coast. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. Manny Ellis was murdered, and the jury let him off. It's your job when you go home over the holidays or people come to you to tell them that the cops in our country are bad and that judges and prosecutors are going to try to get them to not convict people. And you convict the bad cops and you let the other people go unless they've committed a crime against somebody else and hurt them or stole from them. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.